Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God opened a screen before them, entering the Virtual Universe Company's registration page. At the very top of the page was a very obvious number. 1948593889. After a few seconds, the number immediately jumped up by a huge chunk, becoming 208299173. Beside this number was a line of universe language words: Ganwu Universe Country registrants. There are so many registrants. Thunder God was shocked. It is a lot. Luo Feng looked carefully. That's right, there are over 2 billion people. When I entered the killing fields to train, I didn't see this announcement. When I came out, there was already this announcement. After that, I immediately came to look for you guys. It definitely hasn't been that long. Thunder God exclaimed. During the time I was training, there were actually so many registrants. The entire Ganwu Universe Country has over 100 million galaxies. Luo Feng smiled before beginning the registration. I still have to fill in the registration form? Luo Feng looked at the screen before him, helpless. He could only swiftly fill in the form and click the registration button. D. Scan complete, star level 7 spirit reader, registration passed. Through the Virtual Universe Network, the part connected to the network could scan a person's strength. From this one could confirm the registrant was a star level. Luo Feng and the other two signed up on the same day. However, there was still about a month before the entire humanity of the universe, the Genius Battle registration deadline. In the following period of time, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God naturally made use of every second to work hard and raise their own strength. No one wanted to be eliminated the moment they entered. Whether it was Luo Feng, Hong or Thunder God, they all had their own pride. No one would easily admit defeat. To make them submit? Then they would fight. Time passed. Under the watch of many universe countries and countless galaxies, the Genius Battle registration finally ended. This day, according to China's time, was year 2066, April 16th. Luo Feng, there's mail. Punk, there's mail. Master, there's mail. On Earth, Luo Feng, Thunder God and Hong received the notification at the same time, immediately entering the Virtual Universe Network. Virtual Universe, Black Dragon Mountain Island 9-Star Bay District. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God simultaneously appeared at the entrance of their own homes. The three looked at each other and smiled. Daddy. Little Hai excitedly pounced at Luo Feng. Daddy, why are you here? I haven't seen you in a long time. Come, sit on Daddy's lap. Luo Feng sat on a chair to the side and hugged his son on his lap. He then pointed towards the air in front of him and a screen automatically appeared. He quickly opened the mail he just received. This selection battle, there are over 822.5 billion star levels from the Ganwu universe. This time selection battle within the Ganwu Universe Country, there are over 822.5 billion star levels participating, 110 billion more than the last time. This is something our Virtual Universe Company is extremely happy about. We guarantee the Genius selection battle will be conducted under an absolutely fair situation, because the applicants range from star level 1 and 2 to star level 8 and 9. Hence, for the sake of fairness and to select the true geniuses, the true elimination battle arena would be held within the Virtual Universe. When the Star Clan Empire Star Stage Battle, all you star, all universe level. Star. Everyone, God Empire, star level, all everyone, all, star everyone, all. All of the participants had the same physique and they could choose their appearance. You can choose any type of genetic energy weapon or spirit weapon, no more than 10. Reminder to participants, even though the 4th and 5th level spirit weapons are powerful, the weak are unable to use them. You can choose any grade of genetic energy weapon, spirit weapon, no more than 10. Remind participants, even though level 4 and 5 spirit weapons are powerful, if you are weak, you won't be able to use them. Genius Selection Battle. It tested willpower, domain, experience, origin law comprehension etc. The external conditions were the same for everyone. This time's Genius Selection Battle is split into two big stages. The first stage is to select the top 1,000 warriors from the various universe countries. The second stage is to gather the top 1,000 warriors from the various universe countries. All the geniuses from the various universe countries will gather together for the final battle, deciding the universe's top 1,000, of which the largest scale is the first stage. The universe country you are from is the Ganwu Universe Country. The Ganwu Universe Country has over 822.5 billion participants. They will be split into elimination and arena battles. After the elimination, out of the 822.5 billion participants, only 100,100 will be left. As there are too many eliminated people, the elimination will be extremely bloody. The Ganwu Universe Country's elimination will first be split into 100 worlds in the virtual universe. Every world will have 8.2 billion participants. 8.2 billion people will fight and kill each other in the same world, killing others to earn points. The more you kill, the more points you get. Everyone only has one life. Once you die, it will end. The time limit is up. Looking at the final point rankings, those ranked in the top 1,001 of the world will be considered to have passed the elimination. Every world will choose 1,001 people, 100 worlds, that means 100,100 people will be chosen. At the same time, every world's number 1 in terms of points won't have to fight in the arena battles, directly obtaining 100 of the top 1,000 spots. The remaining 900 spots will be fought for by the 100,000 people in the arena battles. This letter has an attachment. More detailed information can be found in the attachment. After reading this letter and the attachment, Luo Feng couldn't help but feel a heavy pressure. The elimination is crazy. To make 8.2 billion people go on a killing spree in one world? Killing for points, ranking according to the points? Second brother, third brother, this pinnacle genius battle is ruthless. Just one elimination will eliminate over 800 billion people to only 100,100. Hong smiled. This will make everyone go on a killing spree. I can imagine that scene. It will be a world of blood and corpses, a crazy world. There are too many people, hence they'll use this method. Thunder God smiled. I'm looking forward to it. Luo Feng smiled, his eyes filled with a thirst for blood. Right now, Luo Feng would occasionally enter the killing fields, setting up a large group of opponents to go on a killing spree. That bloodthirst that permeated his soul, Luo Feng could only rely on this method to vent it. And this elimination, to make 8.2 billion people go on a killing spree in one world, out of the three, the one who looked forward to it the most was actually Luo Feng. Kill. Luo Feng could almost see the scene of him killing 10 people in one step. It was really satisfying. After the registration period ended, the Virtual Universe Company began to prepare. The preparation was indeed very complicated, however the Virtual Universe Company's efficiency was extremely high. 1 month after the registration period ended, China time was May 16, 2066. This day was the gathering day of the Ganwu Universe Country's elimination. You all better watch closely, pay close attention to the constantly changing point rankings. Some of the absolute geniuses our organization might not be able to poach, the weaker ones are fine too. Our Ganwu Universe Country has a total of 100 elimination regions. Every region to be able to make it into the top 10,000 are considered very powerful. Pay close attention to the changes. This is the best opportunity to absorb the elites. Every time the rankings change, we'll do some calculations. Regarding the information of the elites and geniuses, we'll collect and store them. In the future, large amounts of our Ganwu Universe Country's sector lords and domain lords will be amongst them. You are all the elites of our Nan Shen family's younger generation. I don't dare hope that you will be able to make it through the elimination. However, whoever can make it into the top 10,000 in their own elimination region, that will be our Nan Shen family's next family leader. That will be my Nan Shen's next clan leader. Nan Shen was currently in front of over 1,000 youths, full of anticipation as he spoke. Today will begin the gathering for the elimination. The god leader is filled with anticipation for everyone, don't disappoint him. In the sacred land Black Dragon Mountain, a group of sector lords were speaking to a large group of disciples. You are the future elites of our Ganwu Universe Country, the future pillars. I hope that you all, within the 100,100 spots, you all will take at least half of it. A deep voice that caused the heavens and earth to tremble reverberated in a part of the universe. In this part of the universe, a giant whose face could not be seen clearly stood in the void. The space around him was faintly distorted, and in the distance in front of the giant were countless young people who could not be seen with a single glance. All the youths respectfully knelt down. Beside this giant whose voice made one's heart tremble, one after another powerful undying existences all stood respectfully around him. Every undying had a heart-palpitating aura, and with a glance, there were at least over 1,000 undying standing around. Go, children. The thick voice caused the space to tremble, causing everyone's soul to tremble. Yes, country leader. Over 100 million star-level youths were incredibly respectful and excited as they knelt down. They didn't expect that this time they would actually be able to see the legendary being, the one who built the Ganwu Universe Country, the one who had unimaginable powers, the country leader of the Ganwu Universe Country. And this position the country leader had sat in for over 1 trillion years. Who? The space ahead warped, over 100 million star-level youths instantly vanished. This unbelievable power made the 1,000 undying standing respectfully beside tremble. Countless people were paying close attention to the genius selection battle. And on this day, China time, May 16th, a large number of participants began to gather. Over 820 billion people, on average in each galaxy of the Ganwu Universe Country, there weren't even 10,000 people in each galaxy. One had to know that there were tens of thousands of star level 9 warriors in each galaxy, much less level 1 to 9 added together. This meant that those who dared to sign up had some confidence. Over 820 billion people. Some had miraculous encounters. Some had extremely strong talents. Some met good teachers. Some had the heart of a strong warrior. Anyway, there were all sorts of them. They all thought they were very strong. Including Luo Feng and the other two, the Ganwu Universe Country, these 820 billion star-level warriors were all gathered together. The elimination will be split into 100 worlds. I'm Sector 72, second and third brother, what about you? Haha, I'm Sector 88, I like this number. Third brother, what about you? I'm Sector 1. First sector, a good omen. Thunder God smiled as he looked at Luo Feng. Luo Feng looked at his surroundings. With a glance, he saw many silhouettes dressed in all sorts of clothing. The taller ones were over 10 while the shorter ones were not even 1 They were all discussing in groups of 3 to 5. How many people were there in the entire continent? Without even counting, there were over 820 billion. Over 800 billion people gathered together. What kind of scene was that? Everyone please pay attention. The elimination will be divided into 100 world zones. You will be teleported to your assigned world zones immediately. Please make use of the time to check your equipment. The moment the elimination begins, you will no longer be able to request for weapons. A clear voice resounded throughout the entire continent. Luo Feng looked down at himself. He was wearing a dark gray level 2 genetic energy armor, a helmet, boots and a space ring in his hand. Like the shield, genetic energy blade, soaring shuttle, Nan Shen Armament, they were all stored within. The weapons simulated in the virtual universe when used were exactly the same as in reality. Beginning collective teleportation countdown 60, 59, 58. The clear voice resounded throughout the entire continent. Within the ocean of people, Luo Feng and the other two exchanged glances. Good luck. Luo Feng smiled. Let's pass the elimination together. Thunder God smiled too. Good luck. Ong smiled too. 10, 9, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transfer. That clear universal language reverberated in the ears of the more than 800 billion people gathered on the continent. Then, in an instant, everyone on the continent disappeared. At the same time, within the virtual universe, within the 100 individual worlds, there were over 8.2 billion people within them. Universe humans, the pinnacle genius battle, all the universe countries simultaneously began the elimination round. As a grand event for humanity, from the high and mighty undyings to the normal universe citizens that could enter the virtual universe network, everyone was paying attention to this event. Of course, as the strong warriors of the Ganwu Universe Country citizens, they naturally paid attention to their own universe country's elimination round. First sector. During the teleportation, Luo Feng felt his vision blur. After about 3 seconds, everything became clear. This was a normal living room. He was standing in this living room, beside it was a bedroom and washroom. This is the first sector? What an amazing gravitational force. Standing in the living room, that powerful gravitational force made Luo Feng feel uncomfortable, after which he lowered his head to look at the screen on his wrist. This screen automatically received information from the organizer, the Virtual Universe Company. On the screen there were densely packed words. Participant, Luo Feng, Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Points, 0. Ranking, none. World zone, first world zone. Time. The preliminaries will last for 30 days. When the time is up, the entire preliminaries will end, and the final winner will be determined based on the final score. Note, the first world, a continent modeled after the appearance of the Ganwu Universe Country's Bei Luo planet. The entire continent had a total of 91 cities as well as wilderness and mountains. The land area was 13 million square kilometers. The first world area's buildings, ground and many other objects had a hardness of B9. Points rule. Kill a player and you will get 1 point. At the same time, you will also get half of the opponent's points. Therefore, killing experts could earn more points. Ranking rules, the dead still have a ranking. If the points are high enough, even if the death preliminaries are terminated and half of the points are lost, it is still possible to be ranked in the top 1001. So please hurry up. A serious reminder, everyone only has one life. After death, the preliminaries will be terminated and half of the points will be lost. Below is a detailed ranking list. Luo Feng stood in the living room and finished reading the information sent by the Virtual Universe Company. He couldn't help but take in a deep breath. Only 13 million square kilometers? China's territory is already 9.6 million square kilometers. With over 8.2 billion warriors gathered in such a small area, the population density is simply too high. Feeling the gravity. This world's gravity was even more exaggerated than the world within a world, at least 10,000 times that of Earth's gravity. This cup. Luo Feng picked up a teacup from the dining table in the living room. With a bit of force, the teacup made a chi-chi-chi-chi sound and started to crack. This made Luo Feng shocked. What shocking hardness and toughness. The information was correct. The materials of the house, ground, etc. are all B9 grade. After which, Luo Feng gently put down the cup. Under the gravity that was tens of thousands of times that of Earth, he gently walked to the balcony like a cat. He looked outside through the balcony. Outside, it was a bustling city. There were many skyscrapers and even more shocking skyscrapers. The entire city was silent, without a single sign of life. Everyone has just arrived, they are probably still in the midst of their preparations. Luo Feng thought. Rumble. A huge sound suddenly resounded from the distance. Luo Feng was shocked as he looked over, only to see a skyscraper in the distance had a layer of glass violently shatter. Two silhouettes broke through the glass and floated in mid-air as they battled. The moment they made their moves, almost instantly the entire city resounded with all sorts of rumbles. Every one of them had a star level 9 body. If this was on a normal planet, a star level 9 could easily destroy an entire city. This was also the reason why the Virtual Universe Company had specially set this world's buildings and materials to be 9 grade. This way, it would at least allow this world to withstand 8.2 billion star level 9s battling for a month. Have they made their moves? Luo Feng squinted, immediately returning to his own house. The door was ferociously kicked open, and the alloy door was kicked out of shape. A tall and sturdy man walked into the room. His entire body was covered in genetic armor, helmet, and boots. He held an axe in each hand. When he saw Luo Feng, he cracked a smile. You're the first. Rumble. The tall and sturdy man rushed forward. His boots stomped fiercely, causing the outer layer of the living room to crack open. After which, the axe in his left hand drew an arc, tearing through the air as it headed straight for Luo Feng. Luo Feng's gaze was cold. The soaring shuttle that floated beside him immediately shot out a series of flashes of the blade, forming a golden fish. Compared to 3 years ago when he was dominating the killing fields, the current Luo Feng controlled the swordfish formation, was like a real fish, seemingly without any threat, however. Oh. The golden fish swayed on the axe. This golden swordfish immediately slashed past the tall and sturdy man's head. The tall and sturdy man's eyes were filled with disbelief and shock. His mouth slightly opened, almost as though he wanted to say something. His skull exploded, after which the tall and sturdy man fell to the ground. The axe in his hand smashed into the living room floor, causing the tiles to tremble. These past few days I've been madly using the Nan Shen Armament. Now that I'm using the soaring shuttle, it really does feel very relaxed and simple. Luo Feng smiled, lifting a 100 kilograms man time and time again. When he lifted a 10 kilograms man, he felt extremely relaxed. Luo Feng felt that way. The difficulty of using the soaring shuttle wasn't even 1,000th of the Nan Shen Armament. Points? Luo Feng lowered his head to look at the screen on his wrist. The words on it had already changed. Participant: Luo Feng, Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Points: 1. Rank: 6960348836. The entire elimination will last for a month, and at the beginning, because there are too many people, the battles will be extremely intense. On the contrary, towards the end there will be fewer people. Those who can survive till the end will all have very high points. When that time comes, killing one person will be more effective than killing 100 now. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows, and no matter how powerful a warrior is, he's still afraid of being surrounded. Being surrounded by tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of warriors of the same level, no matter how powerful he is, he'll still die. For now, I'll stay low profile and familiarize myself with my strength. Luo Feng immediately left the house, swiftly heading down the stairs, sweeping through level by level. Along the way he met 9 opponents. Even though their talents were not bad, one of them was even a spirit reader. His control over spirit weapons was comparable to Luo Feng's from 3 years ago. It was a pity. The current Luo Feng was extremely powerful. His most shocking improvement was in these 3 years. From never having a domain to stepping into a domain level 5, and also stepping into the gold origin laws, this made Luo Feng's strength rise to a terrifying level. Even Hong and Thunder God were far from Luo Feng's match. Using the soaring shuttle, the formation of the swordfish was infused with the mysteries of the origin laws. Its power was shocking. Destroying these opponents was indeed very simple. After all, even Babada felt that Luo Feng could be called the #1 in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. This residential building has a total of 4 units, a total of 41 opponents, all killed. Luo Feng sat crossed-legged in a normal tea room within this 12-story residential building. A golden blade revolved around him. Right, this golden blade was the Nan Shen Armament's first form, the illusion blade form. During the 2 months after the registration, Luo Feng had spent all his time and effort on this, finally being able to barely unleash it before the elimination. This illusion blade form, I'm still not familiar with it. I can only barely unleash it, unable to unleash its full power. And the soaring shuttle swordfish formation, I've already familiarized it to the max, unleashing its full power. Now, I have to focus on the illusion blade form, familiarize myself with it, and train it to the point where I can do as I please. Luo Feng thought to himself. This misty golden blade that contained a power that made one's heart palpitate continuously revolved around Luo Feng. At this time, this rotation was rather rigid. The elimination round was in the first world. Luo Feng had taken over this residential building, first perfecting the illusion blade form and strengthening his move. Now was the start. It wasn't time to go on a killing spree. In the first world, all the participants could only fly up to a height of about 9,000 meters above the ground. Any higher and there would be an invisible barrier that obstructed them. Above the barrier, many flying ships were slowly flying past. In one of the flying ships, Luo Honggua, Gong Xian Lan, Su Xian, Xiaoping, and Su Xian's family were in a single room. There was also Su Xian's brother, Su Gang's family. The genius battle actually isn't being broadcasted. Su Gang exclaimed, to watch the elimination battles, one has to come to this world and sit in a ship to watch from above. And the fees are so expensive. Big brother, it's normal that they aren't broadcasted. Su Xian smiled, 8.2 billion people battle, how do they broadcast it? Through the external simulation. Su Xian and the others lowered their heads and could see below, the bloody battles that were happening in the cities of the continent. It could also be zoomed in, allowing one to clearly see the appearance of each and every one of the participants on the continent below. Of course, if the opponent was hiding within a building, they wouldn't be able to see. Mom, Dad's ranking has been dropping. Little Hai bit his lips. In his hand was a screen. On it were 3 rankings. They were the first world, 72nd world and 88th world. It locked onto Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God within these 3 worlds. Luo Feng's ranking had been dropping. Big Uncle's ranking is dropping too. However, Second Uncle's ranking is rising. Little Hai said, Second Uncle's rise is incredible. He's already in the top 100,000. My dad and Big Uncle are both below 10 million. What do you know, this is called conserving strength. Little Ping said. Little Hai stared at him, 8.2 billion people below, who's a match for my dad? Is there a need to conserve strength? Haha. Beside him, his grandfather and grandmother all laughed out loud. That's a big deal. Su Gang laughed too. Come Little Hai, sit on Uncle's lap. No. Little Hai lowered his head, looking at the screen in his hand. Luo Feng and Hong's rankings were indeed very low, not at all eye-catching. 100 worlds were simultaneously undergoing the elimination. As there wasn't a broadcast, the entire Ganwu Universe Country, from the upper echelon to the normal citizens, countless people spent money to sit in ships and watch from above the 100 worlds. In the air above the 61st world, in a beautiful universe ship, there was a group of young men and women holding glasses of wine and eating delicacies, watching the battle through the external simulation. Haha, the number one is even a starfield directly under our universe country. A 3-meter-tall, muscular man dressed in luxurious robes laughed heartily while holding a wine glass. Oh tsk. Luo Tu Air, your Pink Feather Empire's results are not bad. Some of the top 100 are from your empire. Thank you for your praise, your highness. A man with a braid and a strange jade embedded in his forehead smiled. The Pink Feather Empire has always been one of the many subordinate countries under our Ganwu Universe Country, producing the most fighters. Oh right, Luo Tu Air, I heard that your empire is preparing to make you the first successor to the throne? I've heard about it too. Luo Tu Air, don't forget about us after you become the emperor of the Pink Feather Empire. Luo Tu Air. The young man called Luo Tu Air smiled and shook his head. These are all rumors, it hasn't been confirmed yet. No matter what, we can't compare to your highness. Your highness, you are the only son of the Cauldron Marquis, you will definitely inherit the title in the future. The territory of the Cauldron Marquis is 10 times larger than our empire. The 3-meter-tall muscular man couldn't help but smile when he heard this. The Ganwu Universe Country had a vast territory, and the highest position was without a doubt the country leader. Below the country leader were the powerful warriors who had been bestowed the title of official. To be able to become officials in the Ganwu Universe Country, most of them were undying beings. These officials, their territories weren't any less than those middle-level civilized countries. Some were even bigger. Luo Lin, how come I don't see anyone from your Black Dragon Mountain Empire? The prince looked at the distant Luo Lin. Yes, Luo Lin. The last time the Black Dragon Mountain Empire didn't seem to have a single person enter the top 10,000. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire's recent performances have been poor. These people were either the princes and princesses of the subordinate countries, or the princes of the Ganwu Universe Country, or the young masters of the large families. Within the virtual universe they were often in the same circle. Luo Lin, as the strongest prince of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, was also one of them. Right now many of the strong ones aren't in a rush to act. Maybe after a period of time, a strong one will appear in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Am I right, Luo Lin? Luo Tu Air smiled at Luo Lin. Luo Lin squeezed out a smile. It's only just started, it's hard to say. Luo Lin was feeling extremely embarrassed. In the universe, such a sense of regional honor, empire honor, was usually very strong. If an absolute warrior were to appear in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire, then the entire empire would feel proud. The other starfields and countries would also look at them in a different light. Within a single room of a ship observing the battle, there was only one person inside. Nan Shen. Head ancestor of the participating disciples of the family, only 83 are still alive, the rest have been killed. At the start, the population density was too high, the killing was too crazy, there was no way to escape. Now there are 83 people, the highest ranked is around 1,300,000. Looking at the news on the screen, Nan Shen's expression was ugly. A bunch of trash. Nan Shen shook his head, however it's still far from the end, let's watch, let's hope they can give me a surprise. The first world, it was still that residential building. Within one of the normal rooms, LuoFeng was still sitting crossed-legged, staring at the golden illusory blade before him. This blurry blade was formed from a large amount of golden threads and 9 little golden blades. It was moving in an H shape in front of LuoFeng. Its speed was extremely fast. Absorb. LuoFeng's thoughts moved. The golden illusory blade immediately disintegrated, becoming a golden beam of light that flew back into the dark golden long rod on his leg. LuoFeng too felt a little tired. Controlling the Nan Shen Armament was much more taxing than controlling the soaring shuttle. However, its power was indeed shocking. LuoFeng quietly sat crossed-legged for about an hour, recovering his energy. It's been 10 days. The first world's elimination has already been going on for 10 days. These 10 days I've been staying in this residential building. Even if someone enters, I'm too lazy to make a move unless they get close to my room. LuoFeng lowered his head to look at the screen on his wrist. It displayed his current points. Participant, LuoFeng. Points, 92. Rank, 689420048. There are more than 60 million people higher than me? LuoFeng smiled. 10 days, a third of the elimination has passed. The craziest period has already passed. Those that have survived till now are all powerful. These 10 days, I've already familiarized myself with the illusory blade. And my spirit energy has already formed the Void Pagoda in my consciousness. The Void Pagoda was a secret technique. However, this technique wasn't created by the Yun-Mo Planet Master. Back when he died, he didn't even manage to train this technique to its highest level. Within the virtual universe, one could use this technique. Using about 9 days of time, LuoFeng finally formed the Void Pagoda in his consciousness. It was just a 1-level pagoda, however even so, it caused his soul defense to rise by a lot, plus his shocking willpower. That was the willpower of a universe level 6 golden horned beast. There weren't many opponents of the same level that could compare to it. Right now. It's done. The massacre begin. LuoFeng's eyes gleamed with a glint. He stood up and walked out of his house, very quickly leaving the apartment through the stairs. The small district where the apartment was located was extremely beautiful. However, the ground was littered with glass shards, dried blood stains and corpses. for the sake of realism, if someone was killed, the corpse would still be preserved. Walking on the grass patch of the district, LuoFeng's spiritual force swept outwards. Because the gravity here was ridiculously strong, his spiritual force could at most cover around 800 meters. However, 800 meters was enough for Luo Feng to search half of this small district. With this sweep of his spiritual force, 6 silhouettes swiftly rushed out of the surrounding residential buildings. Friend, to be able to live for 10 days, you aren't an idiot, you actually dare to use your spirit energy to scan, looks like you're very confident. The 6 silhouettes dispersed. One of them was a dark skinny youth who laughed coldly, in his hand was a blood-colored scimitar. 6. Luo Feng's gaze swept past the 6 before him. To be able to survive till now, these 6 probably all had more points than him. Do it. Among the 6, one of the youths dressed in a black genetic energy uniform roared. At the same time, a formless spiritual attack pierced into Luo Feng's consciousness. To be able to survive till now in the first world, these were all considered geniuses. In a galaxy, they would be considered the top 3 geniuses in their respective galaxies. Luo Feng's spirit energy swept outwards, it was a provocation. Now that one of them had said to make a move, the other 5 naturally made their moves at the same time. Rumble. Rumble. 2 young men with almost identical appearances charged over with a sharp sword in their hands at the same time. Xiao. Xiao. A silver light and a gold light shot over from afar. Qi. The black genetic energy armored youth's spirit attack from before directly attacked Luo Feng's soul, however in Luo Feng's consciousness, the huge Void Pagoda only trembled slightly, easily blocking it. Luo Feng himself stood on the soaring shuttle, golden light revolving around him. With just a flash, he easily dodged the opponent's attack. Domain. His domain is extremely strong. The expressions of the 6 changed. With his domain at level 5, along with the soaring shuttle's gold origin laws as the main element, with Luo Feng's current level of origin law comprehension, unleashing the soaring shuttle's speed was even faster and more unpredictable. Dodging these attacks was indeed very easy. Die. Luo Feng's thoughts moved. Xiao. A golden fish flew out of the soaring shuttle at an astonishing speed. It faintly contained a trace of strange and mysterious laws. It drew a large arc in the air and instantly swept past the 6 people. A series of low groans rang out on the spot. At the same time, there was the sound of weapons colliding with the golden fish. There's actually one that didn't die. Luo Feng looked at the dark skinny youth, the other 5 had already fallen dead. The skinny youth wielded a blood-colored scimitar, staring at Luo Feng, licking his lips. At this time the screen on Luo Feng's wrist jumped again. Participant. Luo Feng, Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Points, 8,162. Rank, 122,912. Beside the grass patch were 5 corpses. Luo Feng's strength caused the skinny youth's heart to go cold. He stared hard at Luo Feng, too strong. Boss. Yes, loss. He had already comprehended a trace of the origin laws of the universe. What should I do? What should I do? My points aren't even in the top 1001. If I die I'll be done for. He's a spirit reader and has a flying type spirit weapon. Flying is much faster than running. I can't escape even if I want to. Many thoughts flashed through the dark-skinned youth's mind. Friend. The skinny youth growled, I misjudged you. You're actually an expert who has stepped through the threshold of the laws of origin. Perhaps I have the information you need. As long as you let me live I'll tell you. Information. Luo Feng stood on the soaring shuttle and stared at the skinny youth. Yes, information. There are a total of 91 cities in the first world, and each city has close to 100 million participants. The skinny youth looked at Luo Feng. After 10 days, every city has a few extremely famous absolute warriors. If you encounter those super experts you should avoid them. I'll tell you some of the absolute warriors in our city and you'll let me live. The skinny youth stared at Luo Feng, not daring to relax at all. Absolute warrior? Luo Feng smiled. Yes, it's too late to regret now that we've run into an iron plate, the lean youth said. Haha. Luo Feng smiled as he looked at the skinny youth. This city and even the first world. No one has ever made me afraid. The skinny teenager's expression changed. Boom. The skinny youth stomped on the grass, causing it to explode. He turned into a black shadow and directly arrived in front of Luo Feng. A hazy wave of blood surrounded the skinny youth and then wrapped around the scimitar in his hand. The scimitar slashed towards Luo Feng at an astonishing speed. Quick. Slap. Ruthless. Luo Feng stepped on the soaring shuttle and drew a golden arc as he dodged far away. Xiao. The golden fish happily left Luo Feng's side and flew towards the skinny youth. In the blink of an eye, it arrived before the skinny youth. Clang. The skinny young man moved like a ghost and blocked the golden swordfish with his blood-red sword light. I hate spirit readers like this the most. The skinny youth's heart was filled with hatred, stepping on the spirit weapon to make it impossible for others to catch up, and even controlling the weapon to attack from afar. Bastard. He was completely immersed in the control of his domain, using all his strength to block the seemingly harmless golden fish again and again. Luo Feng stood on the soaring shuttle. His strength is quite strong, about a level 4 domain. Break. Luo Feng's expression was serious, his powerful consciousness poured into the golden swordfish. Under his full control, that thread of origin law and the golden swordfish fused even more perfectly, its agility and speed immediately rose by a level. There was a huge difference in power between controlling it at full power and controlling it casually. Pooh! A ray of golden light slid past the scimitar of the skinny youth and directly pierced through his forehead, leaving a deep hole. His eyes were wide open, and there was a trace of unwillingness in them. Putong, the skinny youth's body fell onto the grass patch. LuoFeng walked over and looked down, saying softly, "Your strength is quite strong, your domain has even caught up to my second brother. Only his movement technique is slightly inferior to my second brother's. Everything else is about the same. However, it's a pity you met me, hence you're dead." The strong had absolute confidence. LuoFeng just relied on his consciousness strength and origin law comprehension to kill his opponent. He didn't even unleash his domain when he attacked from afar. The current LuoFeng was extremely strong. Babata also believed that LuoFeng would work hard to make it into the Ganwu Universe Country's top 1,000. To be able to have the strength of the top 1,000 out of the trillions of geniuses in a universe country, it meant that he had the strength of the top 10 in his own world. Normally the higher one was, the smaller the difference in strength. Even if one was weaker than the opponent, they would still be able to fight it out. LuoFeng said, in the entire first world there was nothing he feared, it was because of his confidence. There's quite a lot of points. LuoFeng looked down. Participant, LuoFeng, Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Points, 15,921. Rank, 62,912. Killing now is so satisfying. LuoFeng's eyes were filled with excitement. At the start, killing one person was only 1 point. Now killing one can get me thousands of points, it's so satisfying. Warrior, a genius warrior from over 100 million galaxies in the Ganwu Universe Country. Then let's kill. Let's hope there's someone who can force me to unleash my domain. LuoFeng thought. Even though the 6 opponents before were considered strong, with one even close in strength to his second brother Thunder God, stepping through the gateway of the origin laws had indeed raised his strength by a lot. These people couldn't force LuoFeng to go all out. LuoFeng carried his blade and shield on his back, walking in this silent city filled with corpses. His spirit energy swept about, searching for the survivors, after which he began a bloody massacre. Fresh blood splattered. Heads flew. His rank continued to rise. In the air above the first world, above the barrier. Within a single room in a universe ship, LuoFeng's family was gathered. Mom, Dad's rank is soaring, he just rushed to rank 120,000. Little Hai excitedly passed the screen to Su Xn beside. Luo Honghua and Gong Xn Lan sitting on the sofa were shocked as they opened their own screens, exclaiming out loud, "It's true, he rushed up so much in one go. I told you, Big Uncle and my dad are conserving their strength." Little Ping said, "Yesterday Big Uncle began to show his power, he's already rushed up to rank 10,000. My dad won't be too far behind. Look, your dad has risen again, he's already at rank 60,000. Luo Honghua couldn't help but exclaim. "What, in just a few words he went from 120,000 to 60,000? Su Gang exclaimed. "Look, it's still rising. Dad's rank is constantly rising. He's almost at rank 40,000, wow, over 30,000, he's already made it to rank 30,000. Little Hai was extremely excited, the entire room was filled with people holding their breaths. It was too crazy. His points rose, it seemed to be rising every minute. What did this mean? It meant LuoFeng was killing people every minute. This was simply a massacre. Elimination Day 12, First World. The wind howled, the stench of blood permeated the air. On the cracked streets, LuoFeng carried his blade and shield as he walked silently, the streets were completely empty. Madman, that's a madman. It's him? I heard in a short 2 days he killed hundreds of warriors in our East District? Right, it's him. He doesn't even bother with reason, he kills whoever he meets anyway, he just kills, kill. And his strength is terrifyingly strong. In the distant skyscraper, 2 of his companions were looking through the glass at LuoFeng walking on the streets below. This city was extremely huge, much bigger than Earth's headquarters cities. After all, close to 100 million participants were planted here. LuoFeng had been killing in the East District for the past 2 days, killing a few hundred people. One had to know that these few hundred weren't the first few hundred, they were all warriors who had survived the bloody battle. All of them were true geniuses. All of them could be considered the strongest in the galaxy. Was a pity? LuoFeng could be considered the strongest in the Black Dragon Mountain Starfield. And he had the qualifications to make it to the top 1001 warriors of the universe country. Naturally he would sweep through them. LuoFeng stood on the street that was filled with the stench of blood, looking at the shopping center ahead, his spirit energy swept past and he clearly discovered 3 people within. LuoFeng stood silently on the street for a few seconds, in theory with his spirit energy sweeping past, the other party would sense it and usually come out. However, these 3 didn't come out. LuoFeng creased his eyebrows, shouting coldly, "Come out." His voice rumbled, resounding throughout the streets. "Madman. We don't want to mess with you, don't go overboard." A universe language roar resounded from within. "Madman." A low roar resounded. "Being in the top 1001 of this first world means you've passed the elimination. It should be easy for you to reach the top 1001. There's no need to go overboard." LuoFeng creased his eyebrows. Many surviving geniuses, especially those with similar levels of strength, would usually form temporary alliances. "I'll let you guys come out or I'll go in," LuoFeng said coldly. Rumble. 3 silhouettes rushed out from the window of the shopping center, floating in mid-air. One of them was tall and big, his skin was yellow, the other 2 were similar in size to Luo Feng, one male and one female. These 3 looked at the black-haired youth with a blade and shield on his back, their hearts filled with rage and fear. Madman's name in a short period of time, spread throughout the entire city. Madman, a madman with an incomparably powerful absolute warrior. The hundreds that died by his hands, none of them could match up to him. One had to know these people were all geniuses. However, comparing geniuses with geniuses, one would realize the difference between them. Madman, we were sent by the Ganwu Universe Country's imperial family to participate. You? The tall and big man said solemnly. Die. Luo Feng said coldly. The soaring shuttle appeared beneath his feet. Go. The 3's expressions changed, immediately turning to flee, cursing within. Madman, he actually doesn't even give our Ganwu Universe Country's imperial family any face. Even though there were over 800 billion people participating this time, most of them were from the various countries, starfields, organizations, or those who joined voluntarily. As for the Ganwu Universe Country's imperial family, they only sent over 100 million. However, according to the country leader's words, these 100 million people would take up more than half of the 100,000 slots. Chi. The golden swordfish swept past the tall and big man's head. He had long lost the courage to resist, and was killed in an instant. The black-clothed lady gritted her teeth. Devil will definitely kill you. Chi. Luo Feng coldly killed. With the soaring shuttle's speed, Luo Feng killed 2 of them. As the 3 had split up and fled, after killing 2, he couldn't chase the 3rd. Devil? I hope he'll let me use my domain. Luo Feng lowered his head to look at the screen on his wrist. Points, 863,829. Rank, 1012. The further back I go, the slower my ranking rises. However, soon I'll make it into the top 1000 soon. Luo Feng thought. Within that beautiful ship, a group of princes, princesses and princes from the various starfields of the Ganwu Universe Country were chatting and laughing. Quickly look, Brolin, your Black Dragon Mountain Empire has someone who has made it into the top 1001. One of the Empire's princes shouted loudly. Brolin's eyes gleamed, looking over. Beside, on the large screen were the Empire's names. Of which, the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's number of eliminated, temporarily 1, before it was still 0, now it had jumped to 1. Quickly open it. Brolin said. A small screen appeared beside the large screen, displaying a row of numbers. First world, rank 997. Luo Feng, Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Haha, this Luo Feng is a genius that our Black Dragon Mountain Empire has carefully nurtured. Brolin said loudly, suddenly his heart skipped a beat. Luo Feng, why is this name? Right, that punk from the world within a world is called Luo Feng too. Could it be? No, definitely not. There are many people with the same name in the universe. Luo Feng. Haha, Bu Luo Lin, your Black Dragon Mountain Empire is not bad, at least not at the bottom. Right now, among the close to 1,000 medium-sized countries, there were still over 200 medium-sized countries that had passed the preliminaries had 0 spots. At the same time, many god countries, countless organizations that were paying attention to this genius battle, swiftly noted down Luo Feng's name. However, the ones who were truly excited were still the citizens of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire and some of the higher-ups. Haha, one of them made it into the top 1001. Quickly check who this Luo Feng is. Someone from our Black Dragon Mountain Empire has also charged into the top 1001. Luo Feng? I've never heard of this name. Hurry up and investigate. What's his background?